Hi everyone, welcome back to ChäoS Head. I'm going to click my exit button and click my right mouse button and we can continue on.
なんで今日なんだよ、最低最悪だ。
These people are still here, it would seem. But I couldn't take the day off, take even a single day off, and my abnormalities would emerge in the system imposed by my minimum attendance shift chart. Fuck. And then I wouldn't be able to graduate.
卒業って何を卒業するって言うんだよ。
It was something I decided on myself, but I couldn't help griping about it. While passing through Shoto's high-class residential district, I came to an abrupt realization. For a while now, I'd been sensing someone's gaze. Unusually, though, it wasn't God's gaze. My neck muscles weren't growing twitchy. What the hell? As I rounded the corner, I used my eyes alone to look behind me. Without turning my head, for a second I glimpsed a girl wearing a sume uniform. Could it be the demon from the day before yesterday? I immediately lost my calm. My heart began beating wildly. A supreme tension controlled my movements, making me walk jerkily. The serene morning scenery metamorphosed, leaving me with the sense that everything around me was rejecting me. Birds chirped atop telephone wires, and I could faintly hear the relaxed BGM of the morning news programs playing in the houses I was passing. In the midst of this vista that seemed like it couldn't have possibly have less to do with the murder case, I was on the verge of picturing myself dying hideously. No, get a grip. I hadn't clearly identified her face. Also, if she were a sume student, it would be natural for her to keep following me after me. Our destination was the same, after all. That reminds me of this one time where I had this girl who hated me, and I had to go home by bicycle, and I was running behind her. And she kept looking behind her because she thought I was following her, and we had to go the same way. Let's just say she lived like 1 minute away from me and I had to pass by her house. So that was quite frustrating. I had to hear that the day after. That was horrible. So the day after, I took this friend of mine with me to my house, and she was a girl. Yes, she was a girl. Now fuck off. And the day after that, I got complaints that I should only look at said girl. And I was like, what? That was good times. That was actually back when I was in the other school. Back when I was like 14. I was a fat bastard back in those days. I wonder what that girl saw in me. Whatever, she had dated my friend already. She was kind of weird. Whatever. Okay, that... At a spot from which I could get to school simply by continuing straight ahead, I turned to the right instead. I was anxious about what might be behind me, but I fervently suppressed the urge to turn around, and attempted to act natural as I carried out my plan. Heart pounding, I went on walking. After having continued for about another minute, I whipped back around with all my might. Our eyes were about to meet, so I hastily faced forward again. Why was she following me? This road was obviously the long way to school. In the end, was she really tailing me? In any case, I didn't recognize her face. The fact that she was wearing glasses made it instantly clear that she wasn't the demon from the day before yesterday. That alone was enough to make me feel relieved. At this rate, I might as well hurry up and head for school. I had to cancel my daily routine of eating breakfast in the park, but I couldn't be helped.
くそ、女子 M。
To me, your existence is no more than the equivalent of a passerby one or a girl A, so don't stick your nose in my business. Girl A, who had appeared to be tailing me, vanished at the school's entrance. It would seem that our final destination differed. She had gone in the direction of the seniors' classrooms. Was the whole being tailed thing just a result of me overthinking everything? But there was undeniably something off about the fact that she'd been followed. But I had been Alright, I'm very sorry about my crappy way of reading. I'm just so interested in the story. But there was undeniably something off about the fact that she'd followed when I made a detour. Was she trying to torment me? Had I done something to earn her spite? No, I hadn't. There was no way I had, since at school my existence is like air. Then what could possibly be her goal? I don't know, man. You better watch the fuck out. Oh, looks like we're back at the cafe. I somehow managed to while away my time at school, though it caused me nothing but agony, and on my way back I made my usual stop at Art Cafe. Of course, my seat was in the booth called Room 37. Through the private rooms around me were normally empty. Surprisingly enough, today there was already someone in the nearby Room 36. The door setting the room apart was closed. The illumination of the desk lights leaked out from within. As I entered my room, I clicked my tongue a little. It'd been hard to chat and stuff with someone in a neighboring room, since I have a habit of inadvertently talking to myself. Well, no matter. For the time being, I'd start by logging into Ensu. There wouldn't be any problems if I took care not to talk out loud.
んだよこいつら。
Irritated, I smacked the keyboard with my palm. But you just said you never log in on Nightheart if you go to this cafe. About 2 hours had passed since I started playing. My stress just kept building up today. The pair I'd formed a party with were noobs, no matter how you looked at it. I was being nice enough to try and help them shine, but they'd dive right in on their own and die. And while they kept repeating that, the other magic user didn't make a single effort to provide magical support. Thanks to that, the whole party had been massacred countless times. I bet some of you people recognize this kind of setting. Which was why they did nothing but complain in our chats. Damn it, you people suck at this. It pissed me off so much that I PK'd them, stole their items, and immediately escaped to a different area. Little Lot could easily do the kind of things that Nightheart couldn't. That was why I came all the way out here to log in at Cafe. Oh, so you aren't on Nightheart. Well, whatever. Feeling a little better than before, I decided to take a break by going to get a drink. At Cafe had free refills. That's what my friend said. He said he went to an internet cafe and he bought like one drink and it was like the equivalent of like $5, and he could get as much refills as he want. So there were a lot of juice machines placed around the main counter. The one downside to room 37 was we know that much. As I came out of my room, I saw that the door of the neighboring room 36 was open. To get to the front, I had no choice but to pass in front of it. Look at that. There's a few straps of that. There's a red ghetto strap and a red one. Red and green, my bad. As I passed it, I nonchalantly peeked inside, but there was no one there. Come to think of it, I had heard the sound of someone standing up a short while ago. But the bag had been left at the foot of the reclining chair. It was a student's bag with the stuffed animal strap hanging down from it. It was the same Gero Froggy Nanami had brought with her yesterday. Moreover, there were 3 of them. Where's the fucking third one? I guess it's the yellow one right behind here. I guess they really were becoming a trend after all. Not that I cared one way or the other. If I spent too long looking at the other customers might come back and suspect me of being a pervert or a thief. Having thought that, I was about to go get my drink. But the letters displayed on the monitor of the powered-up PC entered the edge of my field of sight, and my eyes opened wide. It's either gonna be New Ginny, or whose eyes are those eyes? Yeah. Good music playing in the background. It said New Ginny Wiki. That wasn't all. It also used gaudy, sensationalistic fonts. New Ginny. I was deliberately trying not to pay attention to the news about those incidents. I didn't want to know the details. That way I could keep telling myself it had no connection to me. No, but setting all that aside, perhaps there was some kind of meaning in the fact that the customer in the room next to me at a net cafe was looking at a new Gene Wiki site. For an instant, that demon girl's face appeared in my brain, and goosebumps covered my whole body. I forcibly chased away such negative thoughts by shaking my head. I was overthinking it. That's right, this was paranoia, plain and simple. There wasn't a single day when a new Jenna incident didn't show up on some TV program, and anyone would be interested in them. That was all there was to it. Yeah, that had to be it. Alright, time to get back to refilling my drink. Putting my cup under the drink machine, I pressed the button for Coke without a moment's hesitation. Cold Coke soon started pouring in. The sun was setting, and after a little while it would begin to get crowded. In the front room, I saw several customers waiting by the register for someone to guide them to the rooms. From here on out, the number of people would keep increasing as the night approached. After another hour, all the private booths around room 37 would be filled up. At that point, I'd probably head home. Cup in my hand, I was heading back to my seat. Along the way, I happened to glance into the corridor that led to the bathrooms. God damn it. I saw a form of a bespectacled girl in a CMA uniform vanishing into the corridor's depth. Much to the point it was the same girl A who'd come out chasing after me this morning. Thinking that my eyes might have been mistaken, I hid in the shadow of some bookshelves and kept looking in the direction of the corridor. But from then onward, she didn't show herself whatsoever. My eyes had been mistaken, hadn't they? Right, I'd only caught a glimpse of her. And ridiculous number of sume girls used this cafe. Even glasses-wearing girls were here in abundance. But if it were indeed girl A, what could be the meaning behind her being here? A mere coincidence, or had she come after me? Somehow I was starting to get kind of scared. I left the cafe and hurried toward my base. In the end, I'd left the store shortly after getting freaked out. Though I wanted to return home as soon as possible. The sidewalks were surging with people, and I couldn't progress as quickly as I'd have liked. I was starting to feel worse and worse. I hate crowds. They give me the sense that everyone's looking at me and snickering. When the light turned red, my only option was to stop. I swiftly scanned the area. Girl A was nowhere to be seen. When I climbed up Dogan Hill, walking became considerably easier. Normally I would do my best to go back by choosing the kinds of back roads where other people were scarce, but after what happened on that night, the day before yesterday, I stuck to main roads, just in case. That's what I would do. Let's see who we have here. Another red light forced me to pull up short, and I looked behind my back again, but I didn't spot Girl A. The person I'd seen at Ad Cafe might have been someone different after all. No, I'm quite sure it was her. Mildly relieved, I relaxed my shoulders a little, since they had been frozen in place this whole time, and faced forward. Alright, I've got this horrible feeling if you take red in this situation, she comes to fucking kill you or gets driven over by a fucking car. So we're gonna go with green. Stunned, I took a single step back. On the other side of the crosswalk that girl was there, in the midst of the people waiting for the light to change. And the gaze coming from the depths of her glasses was blatantly pointed at me. She didn't try to look away. Her eyes brimmed with a solemn color, demanding something from me. Mozo. The light turned green. Girl A began walking along with other pedestrians. She was coming this way. I couldn't move. I froze in place. She was still looking at me, straight at me. She steadily came closer and closer. And then she stopped in front of me. And we're going to stop it here. So, I hope you enjoyed this episode. And I'll see you guys in the next, part, episode, whatever you want to call it. Some of you may already have resorted to watching the anime. or reading the manga. Whatever. I'll see you guys next time.